Spirit of Nevada is proudly brought to you by Richard Harris Law Firm. Picture this, it's the 1970s, and you just scored tickets to the hottest show in town, Elvis Presley performing at the International Theater. Westgate Las Vegas is keeping the king of rock and roll's spirit alive by inviting guests to experience a little bit of that Elvis magic. So Gordy, this is a pretty special stage that we're on right now.
You know, it really is. This is the stage where Elvis Presley performed his 636 consecutive sold-out shows here in Las Vegas. And when you really think about it, what he did on this stage set the tone for what the Las Vegas residency is today.
Westgate Las Vegas is offering fans the chance to walk in Elvis's footsteps during a special guided tour of this legendary theater.
So we're heading backstage now, and this is a part of the tour that people really love. I'm gonna have you stand right in that spot. We say the original stage floor is still here, and this is where Elvis would come up from the elevator over here. He would stop, whoever was with him, the whole entourage would stop, and they'd say a prayer. You know, he was very spiritual. He would bow his head, and he'd tap the wall right here. And then he'd make his way to stage. This is the dressing room where Elvis would, be getting ready for the shows. Now, obviously over the years there have been some renovations.
With all the renovations, do you have any original pieces?
We do. This is part of the original bar that was in Elvis's dressing room. And then this mirror is an original mirror that was here when Elvis was here as well. And I like to tell people that if they look in closely enough, you may catch him looking back.
After my backstage tour, I get the incredible opportunity to sit down with one of the people who knew Elvis best, his stepbrother, David Stanley. So David, it's so nice to meet you. I just finished a backstage tour. You have to have some memories here with your brother that are just unforgettable.
Oh, yeah. 55 years ago I was here. 69, July 31st. The family came out from Graceland, Elvis, Priscilla, Lisa, myself, my two older brothers, and my stepfather, Vernon.
How old were you at the time?
Like 13.
13, just a teenager.
Elvis walked out on the stage and it was over. It was like, holy, this guy. I mean, he sucked the air right out of the room.
Yeah, what was the vibe like? It had to be incredible to watch.
It was like a spiritual experience. It was just like, God almighty. When the show was over, I went backstage, I said, Elvis, that was unbelievable. He said, David, I've been wrong for so long, but I'm right tonight. Yeah.
He knew he was in the right spot.
He was back.
And everyone just gravitated to him. He had this energy. What was it like when you had to give up the school life, working with him, being his personal bodyguard?
I love that. I had to give up the school life.
You had to. I mean, Elvis asked you, right?
Well, he said, David, you don't get along with students. He said, well, just drop out of school and go to work for me. Okay. My mom freaked out. You know, my brother Ricky was already touring with Elvis. Now I'm touring with Elvis at 16. It was sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
And you lived here during that time too,
We were
right?
here 6 weeks in February, 2 shows a night for 30 days. Sometimes we had 3 shows on the weekends. Elvis would do about 66 shows a month.
So many people loved him.
Oh, and still do.
And still do. I mean, his legacy carries on. To hear even more of David's extraordinary memories, you can attend one of his monthly shows at Westgate Las Vegas called My Brother Elvis.
I don't call this a show. This is a historical event. You know, I'm the last of the Mohicans. Most of them have died. You know, there's a handful of us left. And so I'm a keeper of the flame.
Do you still feel his presence with you being here?
Especially here, because we spend so much time here.
And if you're looking for a different kind of Elvis-themed entertainment at Westgate, head on over to their Cabaret Theater for a tribute show called The King Comes Home. You have the honor of performing in the same building where Elvis was. What is that like?
When I'm on stage and I can't believe that I'm here at the same place where Elvis did all these, 636 sold out performances.
That's right.
And the greatest thing about it also is the fact that you can feel the bones of this hotel have Elvis in it. Like you can feel him in the building a little bit. So it's a huge honor.
What's your show like, and what can people expect to see?
Well, we go through all the different eras of Elvis. We go through the 1950s Elvis, the movies, the movie era, the 68 comeback special, into the International Hotel version of Elvis.
Is there any pressure to be, the king when you're there on stage?
Absolutely, because there's some diehard fans that show up here, and you need to be authentic. You know, there's always that nervousness, that always like, am I going to be on tonight? Am I going to be able to bring Elvis, you know, to the
Bring
page,
Elvis
you know?
to life,
At least
yes.
the energy. You want the energy. You want
that's
all
what
that,
he
the
really
charisma.
brought,
Like,
yes.
He was the top performer of all time. I mean, in my opinion, like
a
the top
legend. I mean-
performer. You want the audience to leave feeling that.
After our backstage tour and 2 incredible shows, the best way to cap off the night is to have an Elvis-themed cocktail made by the most beautiful Elvis here in Las Vegas.
I'm gonna make you the iconic blue suede shoes. I'm gonna start with Brazilian cachaça. It's kind of a cousin to rum. And we're gonna do the cream de coco. It's gonna be very tropical, very much like blue Hawaiian.
And you put this cocktail together, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
we put together the whole menu. I'm a huge Elvis fan. I grew up in Russia in the 80s, and during that time, it was strictly prohibited to listen any American music. My dad smuggled in a bootleg of Elvis record with 2 songs, True Love Travels on the Gravel Road and Gentle on My Mind. And those were the first 2 songs that I've ever heard from Elvis. And I fell in love. I fell in love with the sound, the idea that it represents. And that's what brought me here to United States and to America.
Oh my goodness, Elvis brought you here, basically.
Elvis brought me here, and Elvis brought me
would be
here
proud seeing you dressed up
to
like
Westgate. Yes, and I still feel him throughout the property, actually.
Oh, that's such a nice story.
Thank you.
All right, you gotta give it a good
gonna
shake.
shake it up?
All right, shake it up.
And here's our blue suede shoes.
Can't wait to try it.
Take
Here
a
we
sip,
go.
and I hope it will make you feel like you're on vacation with Elvis.
Oh, if only that were true right now. I can just imagine.
You are on vacation with Elvis. I'm right there.
I do have you. If Elvis was still here with us, we'd be celebrating his 90th birthday. So cheers to the king of rock and roll and the legacy that he has left behind here at the Westgate in Las Vegas. We'll see you next time as we continue to explore the Spirit of Nevada. Spirit of Nevada is proudly brought to you by Richard Harris Law Firm. For more information, visit richardharrislaw.com. Watch new episodes of Spirit of Nevada on the channels listed below.